Welcome, gentlemen. Great to have you. Great to have you, Eike. Please take a seat. Take a seat. Wherever you feel comfortable. So, first off, welcome, gentlemen, to the stage. I don't think this is your first time, right?
It's first time on a Siemens booth, but not a first time in Hannover.
All right. But nice to have you. And Daniel, obviously, recurring guest here.
Yes.
How are you feeling today?
It's perfect. No, it's increasing audience. So you see Tuesday is picking up. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us.
So let's start it off. For those of us who've never heard of SEW-EURODRIVE before, maybe you can tell us a bit more about the company. What do you actually do?
So, as you already said, we are a world-leading specialist in drive technology. So anything that's electric motors, gear drives, decentralized technologies, and all the electronics and automation you need about it. We're approximately 22,000 people worldwide and present in 57 countries, so really operating worldwide.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Maybe you can tell us, Daniel, what trends you currently see in manufacturing and intralogistics? Or Eike, you want to start it off?
Yeah, maybe I start off because that is my absolute favorite picture for the question, what future production may look like. So we kicked off over 10 years ago the term of Industry 4.0, and I think the picture is nearly as old as that. It's showing a matrix production, but we're not sticking to the idea of a matrix production by just tearing the lines apart and modularizing it, but going to what we call an ever-changing factory, and I think on this booth is called a flexible factory. So we're changing regularly what we're producing, and that in a really high pace. And to be able to do that, we leave lots and lots of mobility and lots of intralogistic, obviously connecting all the dots on the factory floor we see in that picture, because the products and goods need to get from one point to another, and obviously that highly increases the demands on intralogistics.
Funny, you just mentioned Industry 4.0, something we talked about, like you said, 10 years ago. How it has evolved, just absolutely amazing. But
and
Daniel,
Eike and his topic is actually natively dealing with moving things. So if things move, it's hard to attach a cable. So therefore, wireless connectivity is becoming more and more important. And since 2020, we have the private spectrum in Germany, and now many other countries followed. And this is a great technology to meet all these needs because it comes with licensed spectrum. So no interference, less interference, deterministic, reliable communication. And you can fiddle around with the upstream and downstream capacity, which means with your mobile phone, you consume your data. So you stream a webcast, you watch your own show on recordings later on, but on the shop floor, you generate the data. So you're actually pushing the data up to the cloud to do machine learning or apply AI at some point in time. And this is a perfect match. So he moves things around, and we establish the wireless connectivity.
And I guess it's a bit more critical that it works on the shop floor than when you're watching your favorite streaming show or whatever. Tell us a bit about some of the challenges when it comes to wireless connection on the shop floor.
So yeah, on the shop floor, it is, as you already said, it is generally more critical, and we are not still talking about human perception. If I'm working with my phone, it needs to be good enough that I, as a human, don't notice any issues. That means 50 milliseconds. The machinery, of course, notices significantly lower delays. So the general challenges are in a limited spectrum. So today we mainly have Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi is extremely prone to interference. And that is what prohibits us from getting to high reliability, the determinism that we need. If I dream of a perfect communication technology, I want a packet to arrive always at the same time, no matter what. And that is what a technology like Wi-Fi is not able to deliver. And further, if I look into the high variety and number of different kinds of vehicles on the shop floor and different kinds of moving nodes, we have very specific requirements per each use case that we have. So I need a network that is tunable, where I can get that wide variety of use cases covered with.
And from your perspective?
Yeah, I think you covered pretty much all of it already. The Wi-Fi topic is a quite tricky one because we have a very successful Wi-Fi based portfolio since 20 years. So we had last year our 20-year anniversary, but we had to do a little tweak to allow this to happen, to allow deterministic communication. All this now comes natively with the benefit of 5G technology. You get the private spectrum, which was a demand for the industry for many, many years, affordable private spectrum. And especially German is a role model. To give you an example, the manufacturing site in Karlsruhe, where all our stuff is coming from, the entire coverage license costs 5,000 euros for 10 years. So that's $500 per year. That's less than some of our colleagues' mobile data plan. So it's very cheap. So this allows the manufacturing to be more flexible, to more agile, and be more flexible, ever-changing flexibility.
So now I'm pretty sure if you're from industry, the difference between Wi-Fi and 5G might be clear. But for a layman, if I'm hearing this, it's like Wi-Fi, 5G. It's like, isn't that the same kind of thing?
There are significant differences, and a application that really exemplifies are electrified monorail systems.
Okay.
Because in electrified monorail systems, I have lots of steel work, and I'm moving in between that while I'm carrying another 2 tons of steel, obviously. So propagation is extremely challenging. So the radio waves getting from A to B have quite some obstacles in their ways. That's why when we're doing such applications today, we're using so-called slotted waveguides. So the wave is moving inside a guiding structure. Transitioning to 5G, we are able to overcome such guiding structures like a slotted waveguide or a leak wave cable. And thereby significantly reducing the effort for setting up such applications, making life easier and faster.
So what are your experiences with 5G so far?
So 5G, and that is the most important
Private
thing,
5G.
delivers what from a technical perspective you could have expected. It does not deliver what marketing promise does, but from a technical point of view, it's brutally stable, and there are really easy solutions to use it. I always like to make the example of how we prepare for Hannover Fair. I always borrow a network from someone and just put it onto a factory floor. I don't do much of planning. I just put it there and then make some measurements to look how stable it is. And it's always stable, no matter what. So you can really build on that technology.
So those are your experiences. What problems do you see so far with current private 5G networks?
So the challenges we see is it's the first time that industry has access, or let's say affordable access to private spectrum, licensed spectrum. And this comes with a catch. It needs to be obliged or passed on by the local regulators. So you have to deal with the local regulator.
Is that one of the biggest problems? Yeah.
Let's say it's not that easy, and it's not familiar to OT guys.
Okay.
So when you look at Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or other unlicensed spectrum-based technologies, you switch it on, it comes out of the box and usually runs.
Right.
Bit of configuration, that's it.
Right.
Licensed spectrum with the benefit of no interference, actually you need to apply for it. It's not that hard, but it's new. You need to do a radio planning, everything needs to be designed, so additional services are needed, and that's a bit of a roadblock in OT people's mind.
But what I hear is that it's not a technological problem, really. No. It's more a regulatory problem, which, again, I don't mean to bash the regulatory side here, but again...
Not at all, and actually
it's not helping.
The German regulators did a great job to make it as easy as possible, but it's new.
Okay.
And it's a new technology, and a new technology always takes time to be introduced into industry, because you don't want to always be the first or the guinea pig trialing something, because as Eike will confirm, if something goes wrong, if an AGV stops in production, goods are not moved on, so production stops. And that's something you don't want to have on your shop floor.
Anything else to add regarding challenges?
There's something that is common to every new technology. We get a new number of end devices, so the diversity of devices I, as an integrator or OEM, have to deal with rises, and each end device, of course, adds complexity.
So what do you expect for 5G and manufacturing and intralogistics if we look ahead in the next couple of years?
So as I lined out with my first lovely picture of a ever-changing factory, we will have a significant increase in wireless applications. Meaning I need more bandwidth on the air, more spectrum, and that will for absolutely sure happen. And that will get better with each of us using it. I need something that works from an operations technology point of view, of course, because there is still that gap between IT and OT, and so I need to enable our typical OT colleagues to work with it. And sometimes there comes up the myth that we will get rid of Wi-Fi by placing 5G somewhere. And I think that is definitely wrong. We will have Wi-Fi because it's easy to use. It is present. Everyone knows what it can do. And we additionally will have 5G for new use cases where it really can bring additional value.
I think our vision is similarly to what you experience in the office. There is Wi-Fi. So on the shop floor, we will hopefully experience at some point in time, there is 5G. But it will coexist for sure.
So, in closing, where can our viewers or our audience find out more about what you have planned and what you're currently working on?
Yes, you can actually meet us right here on your right-hand side at the wireless display. Mm-hmm. You can actually come to Hall 14 to the 5G arena, where Siemens has a booth, and you can visit Eike.
Yeah, at our booth from SEW in Hall 6, it's booth number B26. Actually, our AGVs there are today running, or for the whole week, running on 5G, obviously.
Who would have thought?
Do you also offer popcorn and coffee like we do over here?
We offer cake and coffee.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so another reason to check it out. But besides that, gentlemen, time is up once again. It just goes so fast every time we're here on stage. Let's give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, here. Eike and Daniel, thank you very much for joining us. Continued success, and can't wait to see what 5G does in the future.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for joining us.